The Black Angel of Oakland Cemetery, Iowa City, the Felderwert Monument. For those who will never get to experience Iowa City's Black Angel statue in person, I can describe it as awe-inspiring. It is a fine work of art by a major sculptor of the era. The figure is graceful and well-proportioned, shaped like a young woman. The wings curve downward in a sheltering swoop, as if to shield those who lie beneath. The patina gives depth to the figure, creating rich shadows even in daylight. The face is largely hidden. The arms and hands are supporting the wings. The poor angel has lost the tips of her fingers, but she is stoic about it. It has never been considered worthwhile to restore the fingers, as they would again get vandalized. In recent years, visitors have started leaving votive offerings on the base of the statue. Although the religious affiliation of the Felderwerts is unknown, since they were of Eastern European birth, they were likely baptized into either an Eastern Rite Catholic faith or Eastern Orthodox Christians. Both the Felderwerts were medical doctors and educated in universities. Teresa was not a witch nor a magical practitioner. There are no curses attached to the grave and monument. But our dark angel does have a mysterious pose and demeanor. She's either a guardian angel or the angel of death. Either could be dangerous. Those who harm or disrespect the memory of Nicholas, Edward, or Teresa might suffer repercussions. No one has died at her feet, apparently, but who knows who might have become ill or suffered aches and pains. As for death itself, it is often pictured as a dark angel, coming to release a soul from its earthly troubles. Bad intentions or pranks might anger the being who is the model of this statue. Most legends about the Black Angel tell of death. If anyone kisses the Black Angel, they will die instantly. I assume if they kiss her on the lips, which would be quite an acrobatic feat. A woman kissed before the angel in the moonlight will die in 6 months. Touching the angel on Halloween at the stroke of midnight will cause death within 7 years. University students have legends and myths of their own. That women students at the University of Iowa must be kissed in front of the angel as a rite of initiation, but not on a moonlit night. Sorority pledges were dropped at the statue in the dark of night and left to find their way home through the 40-acre cemetery with its towering gravestones and mausoleums, shadowed by pine and cedar trees, with ominous, pointed Lombardy poplars planted around the tombs and stones. Oakland Cemetery is the oldest cemetery in Iowa City, Iowa. It was deeded to the citizens of the city in 1843. It is a municipal cemetery supported by taxes. It is a non-denominational cemetery, and any resident may purchase a plot. A magnificent Black Angel statue was sculpted in 1912 by Mario Corbel, a Czech-American artist whose work is also in the Art Institute of Chicago, Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and the Natural Gallery of Canada. The Black Angel statue stands 8.5 feet tall on a plinth of 3.25 feet, is cast in bronze, and was erected in 1918 in memory of Dr. Nicholas Felderwert by his wife Teresa Felderwert, who was a Czech immigrant and a doctor. Over the decades since 1912, the bronze statue is weathered to a black patina, a natural oxidization of bronze. Many rumors have circulated over the years trying to explain the black hue, such as someone was murdered and buried under the statue, which turned the figure black. That the people buried there had evil intentions, or that the statue was dropped in the ocean at New Orleans as it was loaded from a transatlantic freighter onto a Mississippi barge. But there are no signs that there was any burial besides the known ones at the monument, and the Felderwerts were philanthropic citizens. Nicholas died in Oregon, where the Felderverets were then living. He was cremated, and when Teresa Feldevert moved to Iowa City, she had his ashes interred in the plinth of the statue. Teresa Feldevert was first married to fellow Czech immigrant Dr. František Dolezal. They moved to Iowa City with their son Edward, known as Eddie, in 1877. Eddie died of meningitis in 1891 and was buried at Oakland Cemetery under a monument shaped like a broken tree, his memorial information attached in the form of a notice posted on the tree. Legends say that there was a carved angel perched on that tree stump, but that is undocumented. The broken tree is a typical form of monument in Victorian days for a life cut off too soon, especially of a young man, scion of his family. The family tree is broken. Teresa Feldevert, then Teresa Dolezal, went to Chicago and St. Paul, then to Eugene, Oregon. There she married Nicholas Feldevert. After his death, she made plans to return to Iowa City with her husband's remains and inter him with her son Eddie. She commissioned the statue in 1911, and it was probably cast in Chicago and not Europe, as some stories claim. Teresa was unhappy with the statue when she saw it in 1912. She had approved a model in bright bronze, but by the time the statue arrived in Iowa, it had already oxidized to its present black and green patina. Teresa had wanted the artwork to remain bright, but Corbell explained that it was impractical. She remained dissatisfied. The statue was installed in Oakland Cemetery in 1918, but Teresa Feldevert sued Corbell, refusing to pay. Corbell wanted judgment against her and collected his money. Eddie's grave was located at a distance from the site of the angel, so his remains and tree monument were relocated to lie next to his mother's burial place. Teresa spent her remaining years and money on philanthropic projects, including funding schools in her native Bohemia, now the Czech Republic. Teresa died on November 18, 1924, and was cremated. Her ashes were placed in the base of the statue, along with those of her husband. Her last bequests were $500 for a monument to fallen soldiers in her hometown in Bohemia, and $500 for books for the library. She left the remainder of her capital for a scholarship. The inscription on the statue reads, Rodina Feldervertova, which means the family Feldevert. Nicholas Feldevert, 1825 to 1911. Teresa Feldevert, 1836. Teresa Feldevert neglected to set aside funds to have her own death date inscribed. An inscription in Old Bohemian is carved into the south side of the plinth, and it is translated as, The sun and clouds stood above my journey. There were tough and joyful days in my life. You did my work just to make the world better. You fold your hands and your head goes down. Your spirit flies away where everlasting reward is waiting for you after hardship. This translation is by Rostislav Ruby on June 2, 2000. The inscription in English on son Eddie's monument reads, Like a bud just opening, commenced my life to be, but death came without mercy, without pity the Lord has sent for me. I was not granted time to bid adieu. Do not weep for me, dear mother. I am at peace in my cool grave. Time has erased some of the words, along with damage to the monument. Even if the mysterious black angel is not cursed or dangerous, she has a unique energy which lends a powerful aura to her beauty. The Oakland Cemetery does have its ghosts and other mysteries. Iowa City Ghost Hunters is planning an investigation there in the near future. If you wish to visit the cemetery yourself, be aware that it is closed to visitors after 9 p.m. Security guards are on duty, especially so on Halloween. This has been the story of the famous Black Angel of Oakland Cemetery in Iowa City, a monument to the family Feldevert and a major work of mortuary art.